What we will now do is move to our closing remarks, and we will start in Ward 2 with Ms. Patty Newkirk.
Since this is the first time I'm running for office, could you just give me a little hint of what would be entailed in our closing remarks?
I'll give you an example.
Thank you.
I'm Patty Newkirk, and I would appreciate your vote. I'm decided to run for office.
What was the last part? They laughed and I didn't hear the last part.
You're running for office.
I'm running for office. That's it? I'm running for
No,
office?
just whatever you, give the individuals a summarization of.
Would you
Ms. Evans'
let her?
hand.
Thank
We'll-
you.
Sure.
Thank you.
But let's remember, mine's a little bit different.
Okay, but that's okay. Thank you.
I am very appreciative that I'm going to get to, I hope, serve for 4 more years. And I feel like right now, what I want to say is preaching to the choir. Vote. Everyone,
Yes,
vote.
yes.
And please go out, talk to your neighbors, talk to your kids, talk to your grandkids so they know that voting is important. It's just dismal, the turnout that we have, especially at local elections. So please, please, vote. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Ms. Newkirk, would you like
Yes,
to go?
yes. And I'm Patty Newkirk, and thank you for having us again tonight. And I would appreciate your vote, and again, I would echo what you said. Your voice is so important, and do please vote, and I hope you will consider my answers tonight, and do know that I will be a thoughtful and hardworking candidate, and would appreciate your thoughts as you consider and go to the ballot this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kirk, and you did a great job. Ms. Moore?
Wow, I have notes. So in closing, I understand my responsibilities as a city council representative for Merriam Ward 4. I understand that I represent Ward 4 residents. I listen, responsive, effective. I also understand that it's my responsibility to keep us moving forward. Continue our practice of fiscal responsibility, continue enhancing quality of life for our residents, continue to make sure that city departments have the tools that they need to work smart and be effective. And finally, and really probably most importantly, I understand that my responsibility isn't just to ensure that these things happen for the next 4 years for my term, but really my job is also to set the stage for the next generation. I understand that. I'm the best candidate. Let's keep the positive momentum going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moore. Mr. Neal, your closing remarks, please.
Well, obviously, I didn't get the memo about the suits, and I also wasn't aware exactly whether I was going to have what the format was going to be, so I don't have anything prepared, but I will say, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody. My background in engineering and construction and IT, I think, bring a different perspective, a needed perspective on the council. I think the city is in pretty good shape, and I'm very proud to be a resident. I would like to see Merriam in the next 15 years do what's happened in the first 15 years. I think you're a wonderful councilwoman. I just think we need somebody with my background on the council, and we happen to live in the same ward, so so I'm running. And
So you're going to vote for me?
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The toughest question Mr. Neal will answer all day.
But anyway, I have, every one of these questions that we've had tonight is something that I've written about extensively on neilformerriam.com. Many of these things can't really be explained in a minute and a half, so I would encourage everybody to go take a look, and please vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Neal. We'll now hear the closing remarks from our incumbent mayor, Mr. Sisson.
I've lived in Merriam for many, many years. I raised my son, my only child, in Merriam. My wife and I have lived here and lived and loved living in Merriam. We have great people in Merriam. It's a great location. I mailed out a card to about 4,000 voters, and in this card I talked about the fact that we have not raised the mill levy in 8 years. As your mayor, I will not support any raise in the mill levy for the time that I'm remaining in office. Our fund reserves have increased since I've been mayor 42%. In other words, our funds have 42% higher amounts in them today than they had 8 years ago. While in office, the net assets, the value of the city's increased over 65%. Outstanding bond debt has reduced 86%. That's how much money we owe. It's reduced 86% in the last 8 years. The fund balance, our reserves, have increased 241%. 241% in 8 years. Sales tax revenues are up 55%. 12% decrease in the number of employees, primarily because of our Overland Park merger. This is why I want to run for mayor. I think we've had a great last 8 years. I want it to keep going because we can do so much more. There's still plenty of work to do, and I would appreciate your vote.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sisson. Mr. DeBolt.
First of all, thank you for doing this. Again, great opportunity. And again, thanks for attending and a chance to hear us. I feel like that I need to address something very quickly that Mr. Miles mentioned in his introduction. When I took seat, was my very first meeting, was the beginning of the controversy with the trash can. I stepped right into the fire, fell into the fire. Listened, I did listen. Because all I did the next 2 weeks was come back with designs to help my neighbors screen their trash cans. One specifically for a neighbor for her side design. As far as with Mr. Frisbee's help going to the downtown partnership, trying to get money to help pay for that. And I volunteered to build them all. So to say I don't care about my constituents is wrong. Right? And again, I don't want this to be negative, and I don't want any controversial or confrontational as well. But I think that needs to be stated is that, and as far as voting for that meeting, the ordinance was changed, verbiage. I voted no because I wanted time to think about it. I did not have time to research what the change would make. So therefore, I wanted another 2 weeks to look at it. That's why I voted no. So again, I feel like I need to state that. So again, thanks for coming, I guess. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. DeBolt. And Mr. Miles, we'll close with you, sir.
And that's really great, okay, except, as Mr. DeBolt said, he's lived in this community for a long time. And everybody in the community was aware of the trash can situation. He had plenty of time in the 2 weeks before the vote to do research. He had plenty of time to make a decision of what he wanted done. The problem of it is when he stated, I don't know everything about the trash can situation, so I'm going to vote no. He could have said, I don't know everything about it, so I'm going to abstain myself. If you don't know what you're talking about, say you don't know what you're talking about, just like I did. Don't let your vote count against the residents when you have 25 residents out in the audience. 80 signed signatures stating that they didn't want to have to screen those trash cans. So, yeah, you needed more time, but all of us that was there was aware of the trash can situation. I appreciate you guys letting me come here and speak my mind. And hopefully, you guys will vote with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that now brings us to the conclusion of this event. Let us please give all the candidates a round of applause. Just to close everything and let you all know, we are now in voting season. As of today, officially, advance mail ballot voting started today. You will have the ability to advance vote in person on Monday, October 30th through Monday, November 6th, after which you'll have the opportunity to vote November 7th at your designated polling